A new vehicle registration system has been launched and it's all online. Yes, it means you don't necessarily have to go stand in a queue. What a great thing that's going to be, isn't it? It follows a successful pilot of the system with the well-known car dealership WeBuyCars. Transport Minister Sindisiwe Chikunga announcing the launch of this now private-public partnership yesterday. It means that vehicle owners, you and I, don't have to physically go and stand in the queue, get the wrong form, have to leave the queue again, go back, and then their terminals aren't working, their POP system isn't working. So luckily I have Faan van Walt. He's the CEO of WeBuyCars, of course, making time for us this morning. Faan, good morning, and appreciate the time. Tell me, first of all, where did this idea come from? What were you trying to achieve between this private and public partnership? Good morning.
Morning, Gareth. Yes, this is a dream come true, and I guess it's born out of frustration. I know that probably everyone have experienced some sort of pain when it comes to vehicle registrations, licensing, etc. Not even to mention all the fraud that occurs within that sphere. So this initiative to go digital would be an evolution, a process that will take time. But over the last 2 years, we've engaged with the Road Traffic Management Corporation and the Department of Transport, and we've developed and tested this. And now we are live. We can now register and do notification of change of ownerships online, which is a significant step. So this is the first step towards going digital. A good way to think of it is how the banking industry, for instance, have changed, where nowadays you do most of your banking on an app. At the moment, not yet ready for the public, but the RTMC is engaging with corporate entities like ourselves, the banks, etc., to start transacting online. And in the not too distant future, hopefully we will be able to do it totally paperless across the board.
Okay, so that's very important, because I can see a lot of people jumping up and down thinking, great, I don't have to go stand in the queue at the traffic department from today. That's not true. So this hasn't been launched to the public as yet. Any idea when that might be? But as you answer that, Faan, I imagine for someone with a company the size of yours, with the number of vehicles that you have going on and off the floor, this is going to make your life a lot easier, isn't it?
Yeah, it's certainly going to make life, and the ultimate beneficiaries of this would be the public and these big entities like the banks and the car dealerships. One of our big frustrations historically have been, when you buy a vehicle, you're not 100% sure whether you would be able to register a car successfully, because the registration document might be fraudulent. It might be out of date and not the latest document. So it's always been a gamble, or it could have been falsified. So now you would know, you'd be able to check and make sure that all the vehicles that you buy are legitimate, and you would be able to register.
All right, so let's just make sure we understand for everybody who's now going to start jumping onto the WeBuyCars website. So if I go onto your website right now, I'm a member of the public, I won't be able to do anything with this right now. Is that correct?
That's correct, yes. I guess the peace of mind that you get when you sell a vehicle now would be to know that once you've sold it to a participating dealership, then you would know that the vehicle is off your name straight away. We've all had the frustrations of selling a vehicle and not knowing whether the vehicle is yet registered. Quite often there are these frustrations that we have with the registration authorities, long queues, they might not even have paper or ink. So that's something of the past. Once the vehicle is bought, it is off your name straight away, which does give you peace of mind, and you're not going to incur any traffic fines.
Right. Okay, then just very briefly, as I say goodbye, maybe I missed it earlier, timeline for the public. Obviously, this is making your life a lot easier, and that of car dealerships, Faan. But for members of the public, is there a date in mind? Is it going to be this year, maybe next year at least?
Not 100% sure. Probably not this year. Hopefully next year. It'll now depend also on the public sector to start participating in this and to help this initiative gain momentum.
Okay, and how do they do that? What do I need to tell people? Where must they go? How do they get involved in this?
that's easy. They must engage with the RTMC and start talking with them and just getting onto the program. So for us, we've done the heavy lifting, and we now have a digital interface with the RTMC, so we can now transact. And I think a lot of lessons have been learned there, so this should not be as difficult for new participants.
Okay, well, good to hear. It's a good step in the right direction as well. But I just want to re-emphasize again, if you're a member of the public, don't jump up and down. Faan van der Walt is not going to help you change your car registration today. It's coming, but not today. CEO of WeBuyCars, Faan, good to hear from you again. I'm sure